Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Chris, and I'm going to lead you through a bit of a longer practice today than I have been putting up onto this channel. It's probably going to be somewhere between 30 to 45 minutes. We'll see how it goes. I'm kind of free forming a little bit, but this is a practice that I do normally when I want a more of an extended practice than the morning flows that I have been posting. But I don't have time, or I don't really feel up to necessarily doing a 60 or even 100 and 90-minute practice, say. So, but it is enough that it's going to challenge you. It's going to touch all areas of the body. There's going to be some inversions. There's going to be lots of options. I'm going to give options for those of you that are maybe a little bit newer to the practice or want a lighter practice today. But I'm definitely going to be giving some more intermediate and advanced options. Last thing to mention, a little bit of housekeeping. I use straps. So if you know anything about Dharma yoga, they use straps in all their classes or many classes. And I'll show you how to use them, but I'm not going to spend too much time because it's going to slow me down and it's going to get some of you bored and distracted. And that's not what you're here to do. You're here to practice. You don't need the straps. So definitely just put that aside from now in your mind. Let's come to the front of the mat to begin. So feet together, big toes touching. Just roll your shoulder blades. We'll lift them up up towards the ears, back, and then shoulder blades together and fingers pointing down towards the floor. Spread the fingertips wide, bring the palms together in front of the chest in a prayer position. Close the eyes. So let's take one inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth, and then we'll breathe through the nose. Inhale, open up the mouth, exhale. So trying to make that same noise, breathing through the nose, close the mouth. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, continuing to breathe. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice, you can do that now. Perhaps you have a theme in life that you are focusing on, or if you'd like to offer the benefits of the practice to someone or something, then set the intention now. We'll chant one Om together to begin, and then we'll start to begin and breathe to move together. Inhale through the nose. Om. Open the eyes. So we'll do some sun salutations to warm up. Inhale, look up, gaze to thumbs. Exhale, fold forward. Right foot steps to the back of the mat. Lower the knee down, keep the hands down, and look up. Step back into plank. One push up here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower the knees, the chest, and the chin. Hips down. This is Cobra. Keep the elbows in, shoulder blades together and down the back. And then downward facing dog. Right foot steps in between the hands. Back knee lowers. Look up. Keep the hands down if you can. And then step forward into a forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, stand up. Gaze to the thumbs. Exhale, hands come to your chest. Same thing leading with the left leg. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Left foot this time steps back, lower the knee, keep the hands down and look up. Step back into high plank. So I should have mentioned this earlier, but you can hold plank or option for one push-up. Exhale. Inhale, plank, round the upper back. Exhale, lower the knees, chest, chin. Ashtanga Namaskar. Lower the hips. So again, shoulder blades together, elbows back. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Inhale, step the left foot forward, back knee lowers, look up. Forward fold at the front of the mat, exhale. Stand up, gaze to thumbs, hands up above the head, of course, and then hands come to your chest. So moving on to a sun salutation variation, that's actually a moon salutation. So interlace the fingers for Kali Mudra, point the index fingers, inhale, arms up, rock the torso from side to side, exhale, fold forward.
Hands come behind the lower back, fingers interlace. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Let's try to get the belly to the thighs here. So we're just warming up. We're going to get the hamstrings stretched as we move through the practice. So no need to go your deepest here. Crown of the head down. Palms down. Right foot steps to the back of the mat. Lower the knee down. Raise the right arm up. Bend the elbow and catch it with the left hand. Sitting deeper into the lunge. So you can stay here or reach the left arm around the back and take a bind. So this is cow face arm variation here, Gomukhasana. Left hand comes behind the back of the head, interlace the fingers again. So this is Kapiyasana. So hands are in Kali Mudra. You can rock the torso from side to side slightly. And then palms down, three-legged dog. So come all the way into a three-legged dog position. Point the toes, keep the left leg nice and straight. Come forward, three-legged plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. That's the second breath. Let's do 3 breaths here. Last breath, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, right foot steps forward, back knee lowers. As you lift the chest up, raise the left arm up and bend the elbow. Catch it with the right hand. Staying here, our right arm reaches around, out wide, and then taking the Gomukhasana variation with the arms. Right hand behind the back of the head. Straighten the arms. Kapiyasana, so rock the torso from side to side. And then standing splits at the front of the mat. So if that's too much, just come and do forward fold. Or raise the left leg up. Right hand to right ankle if you like. Let's take about 3 breaths here. Inhale, 3. Exhale, left foot lowers, forward fold. So straight arms, straight legs. Inhale, stand up. Arms up, arch the back, and then hands come to the chest. So we'll do the same thing, almost the same thing on the other side. Fingers interlace. Kali Mudra. Inhale, arms up. Rocking from side to side, just opening up the shoulders, the hips a little bit, getting the spine warmed up, and then exhale, forward fold. So hands again come behind the lower back. Fingers interlace, and try to bring the belly to the thighs. So let's not try to go too deep yet. Got plenty of time to get into the hamstrings. Palms or fingertips down. Step the left foot to the back of the mat. Knee down. This time bring the right arm out wide, palm facing towards the back of the mat. And then the back of the hand comes to the spine. Left hand reaches around for the right elbow. Staying here, chin up towards the ceiling, if you'd like. Left arm, raise it up for Gomukhasana once again. You can look up if you like, or just look forward. Just really trying to get the shoulders open here, the hips open. Obviously, we're getting the spine warmed up. Right hand comes behind the back of the head, fingers interlace. Kapiyasana. This is also called Anjaneyasana, this pose. So might be familiar, that term might be familiar if you're an Ashtanga practitioner or from Rocket Yoga, or many other types of vinyasa refer to this pose as Anjaneyasana. 3-legged dog, right leg up. Inhale. Come forward, 3-legged plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Look forward. Lower the right foot on the inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's hold down dog for 3 breaths. And anytime we come back into this position, of course, child's pose is an option. Inhale, 2. Inhale, 3. 3-legged dog, left side inhale. Exhale, step it forward, back knee lowers. Good. Left arm goes out wide, palm facing back. Back of the hand comes to the spine. Again, right hand
Not again, but the opposite of what we just did. So left hand is coming up the spine a bit more, or taking the bind if you like. Left hand comes behind the back of the head. And Vinyasa once again. You can rock the torso slightly. You can bounce slightly, whatever you like to do here. So we have that standing splits option again, or it's another forward fold. So if you did a forward fold earlier, do the same thing here, or raise the right leg up. Left hand, left ankle. Inhale 2. Inhale 3. Exhale, right foot lowers. Straight arm, straight leg, stand up. Hands come to the chest. Good, so let's do sun salutation B variations. We're gonna do a couple of these, so listen closely. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lift the chest, look up. Exhale, step or float back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. You can add the second push-up if you like, so a double dip. Exhale, inhale, downward facing dog. So let's do a little bit of core work. So right leg, raise it up, inhale. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. So bring it across and touch, look forward. Three-legged dog, inhale. Right knee to the nose or forehead. Three-legged dog, inhale. Right knee, right elbow. Three-legged dog. Now, if you'd like, handstand option to come forward. I'm going to do this. You can scissor kick the legs or just step the right foot forward coming into Vinyasa. Well, sometimes the handstands take a little bit to get warmed up. Good. Let's come into Kapyasana once again. Now from here, going deeper into the hip flexor opening, if you really want, you can come into a dragon lunge like this if you want a bit of a twist. Another option, which I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lead us a bit deeper here. This gets a lot more leverage to that back hip flexor, where you get a lot more leverage with the upper body this way to get into the hip flexors. You can stay here, right hand into Jana Mudra, or if you're with me, I'm gonna pull the heel in towards the hip a little bit more by having the palm down, fingers forward. So this might be way too much for some of you. If you'd like, finally here, you can use the strap. I'm not gonna go into detail, but if you want to see this more, I'm more than happy to break it down in future videos. But this really helps to get deeper into this pigeon variation. So you can see, and you can imagine that from this pose here, we're getting pretty warmed up for back bends, which we're gonna get into a little bit. Release the pose. Let's come into a twist. So left arm, raise it up. Exhale, back knee onto the ground. We're gonna have more twists later, so don't feel like you need to go too deep yet. Good, palms down. Listen closely. Now, we have a dolphin option. The way I want to get into this is from three-legged dog, lower the left elbow down, lower the right elbow down. So this is dolphin with the right leg up. Now, if you want to lower the right foot for dolphin and stay there, you can. Or if you want to try forearm balance, which I'm going to do, you can do that. So watch my right leg. It's nice and straight and strong. Left knee bends, right leg's a bit of a pendulum. And then exhale and inhale, look between the hands and kick up if you like. Might take a couple kicks. And then if you want to take any variations with the legs, so holding dolphin, bending the left knee, looking through. So lots of options here. I'm obviously taking a bit more of an advanced option, but you listen to your body. And remember, we got to do the same thing on the other side. So three-legged dog, come forward, three-legged plank, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So feet together, back of the mat. Let's take 3 breaths here and we'll do the other side. So inhale. Exhale if you're in child's pose. Very intelligent. If you need to rest, of course, take the rest when you need it. Inhale 2. Last breath and we'll start to
Move again. So meet us in downward facing dog. If you're in child's pose, inhale 3. Good. Inhale, 3-legged dog, left side. Left knee bends, right elbow, come forward. Exhale. Look forward. 3-legged dog, inhale. Knee to nose, shoulders over the wrists. 3-legged dog, inhale. Left knee, left elbow. Now we're coming into Kapyasana once again. So stepping forward or handstand option. Scissor kick the legs if you like. Don't worry if you're not warmed up. We're just having fun here. But also trying to stay focused in the present moment and focusing on the breath. Maybe a couple kicks. If you're there early, just waiting. One more. Let's try. Switch. Lower the left foot down and Vinyasa once again. Fingers interlace. So if you took the dragon lunge on the other side, right hand down, picking up the right foot with the left hand. If you did this on the other side with me, going deeper into that hip flexor opening, pulling the right foot in, left hand into Jhana Mudra, look at the fingertips, or going deeper. And I'm gonna go deeper because I'm using the strap. So let's give it a try. If you have a flip grip, if you know what I'm talking about, then go for it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's all good. It takes me a lot of warm up to do the flip grip for these back bend variations. So we can get there maybe as we grow together in our asana practice. Good, release the pose, palms down. 3-legged dog again. Remember we had that dolphin option. If you need to rest, take child's pose, but if you want to try to find balance, do the same thing you did on the other side. So for me, and some of us who want to do this, lower the right elbow down, left elbow down. Good. And then start to kick up. Remember, left leg straight and strong. Use the right leg to kick off. On the inhale, lift up. Might take a couple. I haven't practiced in a few days, so a little bit rusty, but it's all good. Every day's different. Every moment's different. But our true essence is always here. Lower the right foot down. Lift the elbows, come forward, 3-legged plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So let's take about 3 breaths here. I'm just gonna sit back for a second and adjust my shirt because it keeps on riding up and my mic is getting blocked off. So yeah, let's get ready to move on. We're gonna come to the front of the mat. So if you wanna add in handstand hops, you can. I'm gonna give us a little bit of conditioning though for handstands. But it's not just for handstands. This is really good just for the upper body and getting the whole body to work together. So exhale, bend the knees, look up, lift the shoulder blades up towards the ears. And as you inhale, round the upper back, push into the fingertips. Good. Exhale back. Let's do about 3 more of those. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Last one. Inhale forward. Exhale back. And then taking a frog jump or bunny hops to the front. I'm going to try a frog jump, knees wide, and then come into a deep squat. Vinyasa, just for a couple breaths here. So the heels might be lifted. We're just trying to warm up here. I mean, it's obviously we're well into the practice, but we're still, for a lot of us, warming up. I mean, normally by this time, I'm pretty warmed up for handstands and forearm balances, but today's just not the day yet, and that's all good. Having the expectation that we're gonna perform, if you wanna call it that, or be able to achieve whatever pose or transition we're trying to do, or anything else in life for that matter, sometimes can set us up for disappointment. So it's one thing to believe in it, it's another thing to be attached to that expectation, but realizing that it was an expectation and that every day is different allows us at least to start to think about releasing that attachment to the expectation. So exhale, forward fold. Good. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, stand tall, hands to your side, Samastiti. Now, I'm already pretty far away from the front of the mat. Let's step a little bit back further, maybe like 2/3 of the way towards the front of the mat, or in other words, 1/3 of the way back from the front of the mat. So chair pose once again, inhale, fingers interlace, push the palms away, arms straight, come onto the balls of the feet. So this is half chair pose, Ardha Utkatasana. Look just above the top of the mat, look forward, torso parallel to the ground, and then come into crow pose. So forward fold, deep squat, those are other options here. This is a really nice pose to start to get the weight to come into the fingertips a little bit more, push into the knuckles, so the base of the index finger especially. I know mine, sometimes I have a tough time getting them on the ground, and that's a sign that my hands and my wrists aren't warm enough for me to feel comfortable to come up into my handstands, but that's cool. Every day is different. Maybe tomorrow I'll be more open, or I'll do a bit more of a warm-up. Last option here, head down if you like. Come up into tripod headstand, and then pike the legs. So we're in crow, a deep squat, or a forward fold, getting ready to float back. If you're in a headstand, pike the legs. On 3, chaturanga. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, so moving on. Now, from here, we're gonna do forearm balance again, but I'm gonna save it for the back, the very end of this side of the standing and balancing combined part of the practice. So 3-legged dog, we're coming into warrior 2. So right leg up, stepping forward, or handstanding if you like, which I'm gonna try. I'm starting to get a bit more warmed up, so I might be able to hold it. And switching the legs. Warrior 2. Let's take 4 breaths here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Right palm flips. Reverse warrior, take a half bind if you like. Inhale, straighten the right leg. And then as you exhale, bend the knee. Let's come into half moon pose. Keep the bind if you have it. 4 breaths. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Step back. Let's come into triangle. So right leg straight. You can bend the knee if you hyperextend. Bend the knee very slightly, that is. You can have a slight bend of the knee if you don't hyperextend, but let's just come into the pose and take another 3 breaths. So that's 1 breath. Inhale 2. So you have the half bind here. That's an option, of course. Inhale 3. Inhale 4. Good. Now let's come into revolved triangle pose. So think about train tracks with the feet. So the left foot steps out to the left and forward a little bit. Right hand, right hip. Inhale, left arm forward. Exhale, left hand comes inside the foot or outside like I am, or onto the foot's cool too. Right arm up. Inhale, 1. Exhale. 2. 3. 4. Come into revolve half moon pose now. So left leg lifts up, right hand over the right shoulder. I'm gonna bend my left knee. You can keep the left leg straight. 4 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left foot steps back. Let's come into a high level lunge, but this time for this pose, hands behind the back, fingers interlace, 4 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left arm up. And twisting over to the right. Good, 4 breaths. I'm gonna bind. If you don't wanna bind, that's cool. Back knee can lower, of course. I'm gonna actually turn into a revolved, wide-legged forward fold variation, but stay in the twist the other way. Inhale 2, if you'd like. Inhale 3. Inhale 4. Good, let's come back into warrior 2. Reverse warrior. Let's come into extended side angle pose. So for this one, you can have the right hand under the front thigh like this. I'm gonna go deeper. Right hand inside or outside the foot, binding if you like. I'm gonna do the same thing that I just did just to warm up. Setting up for bird of paradise. So I'm straightening the right leg, right toes turn in, look over the left shoulder for a quick twist. Holding your breath. Cadence, that is. So not holding the breath, but holding the same rhythm if you can. Come onto the ball of the left foot, setting up for birds of paradise. 1, 2, 3. Right foot steps down, step back. Good. Now, listen closely. We're stepping back into side plank on the left side. Now, if you want to take the peace fingers to hook the big toes, I'm going to do a bit of a transition here into half wheel. First into side plank. Peace fingers hook the right big toe, roll to the outside of the left foot. Right foot lifts off the ground. 4 breaths. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right foot steps back behind you. Coming into half wheel, I'm gonna go into full wheel. Let's hold this for 4 breaths. So wild thing, full wheel. If you're open, 1, 2, 3, 4. Left side, come out, high plank rather. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So let's step back onto the knees for a second, child's pose. That was a bit of an intense side. I haven't done a practice like that or practice like this in 4 or 5 days, so a little bit tight, but that's cool. Come back to the breath. So if you need more time to rest, take it. I'm gonna lead us through Pincha Mayurasana. So forearm balance variation. If you wanna take any version of dolphin, remember we're gonna do the same sequence leading with the left leg. So remember whatever you're doing on this side, leading with the right leg in your forearm balance, make sure that you do the same thing on the other side if you can. Now, downward facing dog, resting if you need to, resting in down dog or resting in child's pose. Feet together. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, lower the left elbow down under the left shoulder. Right palm comes back roughly in line with the left elbow. You can stay here, bring the right knee to the right elbow and hold that. Work on strengthening, or you can start to take a couple hops up. Left foot lowers, right leg lowers, elbows lift, downward facing dog. Let's hold this for about 3 breaths. Inhale 1. Inhale 2. Inhale 3. Feet together, 3-legged dog, left side. Now remember, Handstand option forward. We're meeting in warrior two. So taking a couple breaths there. I'm gonna handstand just like I did on the other side. Sometimes it doesn't work and that's cool. Left foot steps forward. Let's just move on. Today's not the day for handstands for me, but that's cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gaze to the left middle finger. Right palm reaches around the back for the half bind. Left arm, reach it up, come into reverse warrior, and then reverse triangle. And then heel toe the right foot in a couple of steps, coming into half moon pose with the half bind, or any variation that you took on the other side. Looking over the right shoulder if you can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right foot steps back, coming into triangle pose. So triangle, same variation you took on the other side. I have a half bind looking over the right shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4. Setting up for revolve triangle. So remember, train tracks, right foot steps forward a little bit and out to the side. Left hand, left hip. Inhale, right arm forward. Exhale, coming into the twist. So same variation as the other side. Left arm up for me. Look to the fingertips. 1, 2, 3, 4. Revolved half moon pose. And for some of us who did on the other side, bending the right knee this time, left hand comes to the right foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look down, right foot steps back. We have the high level lunge once again. Fingers interlaced behind the lower back, look forward. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right arm up, inhale. Exhale, twist over to the left. So hands in a prayer position, binding if you did on the other side. Taking the same variation, I bound, and I'm also gonna take this twist a little bit deeper. So right heel onto the ground, left toes turn in. So it's a bound, wide-legged, twisted forward fold. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. Release the pose. Let's come into warrior 2. Reverse warrior once again. Now, extended side angle pose. So it might be left forearm on the front thigh. Left hand might be inside or outside the foot. If you're with me, you're binding. Bend the knee. Exhale. Inhale, straighten the leg and turn the left toes a quarter turn to the right. Look over the right shoulder for that quick twist. And then turn the left toes back forward. Right foot steps to the front of the mat. Staying in your extended side angle pose, or we're coming up into bird of paradise. 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3. Left foot lowers, right foot steps back. Now, we're coming into side plank on the right side. Some of us step back into a high plank first and then roll to the outside of the right foot. Others may have hooked the left big toe, coming and have come up into side plank that way, which is what I'm going to demo on this side. So left leg lifts up, 4 breaths. Anywhere you are. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have our wild thing again. I'm coming into wheel, left foot steps back. Let's do 4 breaths. 1, 2, I'm gonna dip my head down. 3, last breath, 4. Coming in on the right side, coming into high plank. Good. High plank, exhale, chaturanga. Up dog on the inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. So sitting back, child's pose, for about 3 or 4 breaths. I'm gonna walk us through the funky pincha variation, leading with the left leg this time. So it is a bit tricky, and it definitely is more of an advanced pose. I mean, for a lot of us, even doing forearm balance is hard. It took me, I think, like 2 years, maybe not 2, it took me like at least a year of practicing, multiple times of practice, and and multiple times a week. And really a big part of it was actually getting over the fear, but also getting the shoulders open enough, and for a lot of us, strong enough to be able to sustain that position. So it is a lot, but if we don't try, we kind of have no reference point from where to work, right? So try it if you want. Obviously, it's up to you. Listen to your body, but I'm going to lead us through forearm balance, pincha, Mayurasana variation, leading with the left leg. So 3-legged dog, left side, feet together first, left leg up, right elbow lowers, left palm comes back in line with the right elbow. Now, stay here if you want. Left knee, left elbow, just get used to being there and squeeze in, or start to take a couple hops. I'm going to keep my legs split. Three-legged dog, lift the elbows up, come forward, 3-legged plank, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Good, another couple breaths here. We'll jump to the front of the mat. Exhale, bend the knees. So a few of these handstand hops, these tuck jump hops, if you like. I'm gonna do frog jump. So that's with the knees out to the side with the feet flexed. So you'll see in a second if you wanna know what I'm talking about. We've done this a little bit earlier. I like this because I find I have a little bit more control than in the tuck jump. It also feels nice to get the knees wide and get the hips a little bit more open. And then we're gonna all jump or step into a deep squat where I want you all to meet me. So exhale, bend the knees, look up, shoulder blades lift up, inhale, round forward. Exhale, back, inhale, round forward. Exhale, back. Now I'm gonna start jumping. When you know it, held it for a couple breaths. Doesn't really matter. It's kind of fun. There definitely are physiological benefits of doing handstands. But mainly it's the focus, and it's also like I find working on things that it's like I never thought I would ever do a handstand, or even try. Like it's just amazing what we can do as humans. Like we can all learn how to do this stuff. It's just a matter of, trying, getting comfortable with being in a fearful, uncomfortable position and overcoming that fear and finding ways to work through it. So let's come into a forward fold. Feet together. Good, slowly. I just want to do one more thing actually. Inhale, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, come back into chaturanga, and then come back into downward facing dog. Walk the hands back. Good, fingers interlace. peace fingers, hook the big toes, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, fold. Let's do 4 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Release. Grab the opposite elbow. So just take a nice ragdoll here. Really let everything release. Slowly rolling up 1 vertebrae at a time. So let's work on some balance here, but balancing on the tips of the toes. So feet together, arms up, come onto the tips of the toes. Inhale, right leg lifts, step it forward. Good. Stay on the tips of the toes if you can. Left leg up, whoop. Yep, that's all right, it happens. Left foot steps forward. Let's do 2 more. Right leg lifts, step it forward. Last one, left knee lifts, lower it down. Lift the heels up, heels together, palms up if you like. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Heels down. Good. Come to the front of the mat. Left foot steps all the way back. So feet parallel. Inhale, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Now, a few options here. I'm going to come into tripod handstand and come into side crow both ways. So that is definitely a bit more of an advanced option. You do you. So a couple different options coming into a forward fold. You could bring the crown of the head onto the ground like this. In either case, take about 5 breaths in each variation. So I want you to pick 2 unless you're coming up. And if you're coming up, I'm going to lead us through. Other option could be the second option. Lift the chest with the peace fingers hooked and then exhale, fold. So those are 2 different variations for 5 breaths. I'll leave it up to you. Inhale, lift the chest, look up if you're coming up. Exhale, crown of the head down. You might want to stay here. Now, if you want to come up, inhale, legs come up. Exhale, knees to chest. Inhale, exhale, twist the knees over to the right, nice and slow, and then start to lower the right thigh onto the left upper arm. Lift the chest, look up, 2 breaths. 1 and 2. Crown of the head down. Come right back up. Inhale. Take a breath. Exhale. Let's go to the other side. So inhale. Exhale, knees to chest. Inhale, twist. Over to the right. Exhale, left thigh, right upper arm. Lift the chest. Lift the head. 1. Exhale. 2. So you're working on your forward fold variations. Otherwise, you're with me. Head down, knees back to center, lift up. Exhale, legs go wide. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, everybody, hands on your hips. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, let's come into a horse stance. So not quite goddess. I want to come into horse stance because I find coming into this allows me, I know I have an injury, an old injury in my left foot, which the outer left line going into my left pinky toe, you know, it's been there a long time. But for me, this pose just helps me get in a little bit more awareness and movement into that part of the foot. And even if you don't have injuries, this is super beneficial. Now, thumbs inside the thighs. I want you to think about taking the quadricep muscles that are on the inside, grabbing them like just below the knees and start to like pull those muscles up. So you're gonna feel more of a groin stretch here. Now you can lift the heels off the ground just for a breath, kind of rock back and forth. See if that gets the groin open a little bit more, and then lower the heels down. Now from here, same kind of thing, but I want you to turn, twist over to the right. Let's do that 3 times each side. So inhale, come back to center. Exhale, push the right knee away, look over the left shoulder. That's 1 each side. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale. Exhale, right. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Lift the chest. Straighten the legs, hands on your hips. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Now start to slide the feet away from each other. This is side splits, box splits, Samokonasana, lots of different names for this. I'm gonna come into the variation with the toes pointing up. Let's hold 4 breaths. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now slide the feet back into the starting position. Let's turn towards the back of the mat and lower the knee down. Now, a lot of you may be hoping for a front splits, and if you want to, you totally can. I'm gonna come into a dragon lunge first. So we're gonna do 4 breaths for each of these, dragon lunge and front splits. So looking over the left shoulder, 1. You can lower the right forearm down if you like. 2, 3, and 4. Now I'm gonna keep a hold of this back foot and start to straighten the left leg. 4 breaths, or just release the back foot, half front splits, full front splits. 1. Flexing the left thigh. 2, 3, 4. Release. Now let's come to the other side. So turn 180 degrees to the right, back knee down. Dragon lunge, so twisting over to the right this time. Right hand, left foot, looking over the right shoulder. 1. And then lowering the left forearm down. If you did on the other side, I'm just going to adjust here. 2, 3, and 4. Lift the chest up. Right leg forward, 4 breaths. Same variation of front splits you took on the other side. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. Release. Come back into the starting position. So it's like a wide-legged forward fold. Hands on the hips. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, step to the front of the mat. Samastiti. Good. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up. Only halfway. Exhale, step or float back. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Come forward into high plank. Exhale. Lowering down for a count of 3, all the way onto the chest. Elbows in, shoulder blades together. 2. Look forward. 1. Good. Now, couple options here. You can come into Shalabhasana if you like. Fingers interlace, legs together. Lift the chest up. Hold that for 4 breaths. 1. I'll give you variations in a moment. 2, shoulder blades together and down the back. Change the interlace of the fingers, bend the elbows, straighten the arms. 3. Last breath. 4. Good. Now, bow pose. We're going to do 2 bows. I'm going to do a little bit different of a variation. I'm going to come into half Bakasana, Ardha Bakasana. And the way to do that is bring the left forearm down onto the mat. This is one way, of course. There's different ways to do it, I suppose, or to walk into it. But the way I like to do it is left forearm down, grab the right foot. And then like we did kind of towards the beginning of class, in fact, I'll do the left leg first, but you can do the same thing with your right foot, just so you can see this side. So we're pulling the left leg in like this. Good. 4 breaths there. Or if you're with me, you can go deeper, palm facing down. For me, this is an amazing hip flexor stretch, but I'm also not just stretching, but I'm also pushing the left foot away because I want to engage the left quadricep muscles and the hip flexors to finding strengthening and stretching at the same time. It feels really nice too. So you're in bow or half Bakasana, or the Bakasana on the right side or left side. We're gonna switch in a couple of breaths. 3 and 4. Now if you're in bow, release for a moment, shake out the hips. You can turn your head one way and then the other way, switching sides if you're in the half Ardha Bhakasana. So left forearm down for me, doing the opposite just of what you did on the other side, pulling the left or right foot in, whatever you've got, and then taking a deeper variation if you like. Fingertips pointing forward with the palm down if you like. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good, release. Forehead down, bend the knees. Legs go, ankles go, feet go side to side, just loosening up that lower back a little bit. Good. Sit back, child's pose. Downward facing dog. Now coming through to a seated position. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, step or float. Use blocks if you need to. I'm just gonna kind of like slide through, but crossing the ankles. Trying to keep the knees up. Just a little bit of this. I mean, I'm not doing a lot today if you're into Ashtanga or Rocket. Sorry about that. But yeah, let's come in to the last final bit of our practice here. Let's bring the legs wide, coming into Upavishta Konasana. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Let's do this for 4 breaths. 1, you can hook the big toes if you like. 2, 3, and 4. Now bring the legs a little bit closer. Both hands either side of the right leg. Left hand outside the opposite thigh if you like. Inhale, arms up. Side stretch. I'm going to grab the foot, opposite foot that is. You don't have to grab the foot. We're just trying to get a nice side stretch to the right side of the body. 1, 4 breaths. 2, 3, and 4. Start to lift up. Good. Now turn towards the left leg. Right hand outside the opposite thigh, left arm up, and twist. So it's a twist, it's a side stretch. 4 breaths. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Start to lift up. Good. Let's bring the legs together. Let's do Paschimottanasana, so forward fold. Inhale. Exhale, come forward. You can hook the big toes if you like. I'm going to grab the outsides of the feet. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Now, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, grab the peace fingers. Exhale, forward fold. Now, you can stay here for about 4 breaths, or inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bend the knee. Right foot towards the right shoulder, and then bring it forward. Same thing with the left leg. Let's do that twice, both sides. Left leg up, inhale. Exhale. Good. You're in a forward fold, or you're with me. Inhale, right foot up. Exhale. Inhale, right leg forward. Exhale. Inhale, lift the chest. Left leg up. Exhale. Inhale, come forward. And exhale. Good. Soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana. We're almost there. Good. Good, good. All right. So inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, come forward. Opening up the feet like a book. 2. Try to lead with the sternum if you can. Try to keep the spine long. 3. And 4. Good. Now take the peace fingers, hook the big toes. Sit back, lift the heels off the ground. You can stay here. Start to straighten the legs. Good. 1, 2,
3, and 4. Legs back together, and then lower the heels down. Coming into double pigeon. If you have double pigeon, you can just cross the ankles, right leg in front of the left. For me, I bring in the right shin, so it's parallel to the left, and the right foot's on the ground. So if you have a block, any variations you want, this should be good enough. I'm gonna come into eagle arms. Left arm wraps on top of the right. I'm gonna take about 4 breaths here. Left arm on top, inhale. Exhale, come forward. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Arms up, hands behind you, legs up. Good. Switching legs, left leg in front, repeating the same variation that you took on the other side. You may notice that I'm adjusting my left thigh. Just have an old injury that I'm trying to work through and heal. So I'm just gonna adjust. So you adjust where you need to adjust, whatever feels good for you. Right arm on top, eagle arms, inhale. Exhale, 4 breaths. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Start to lift up. Good. One final twist. I'm just going to turn towards the front of the mat. Knees together, feet together, hips forward. Right hand behind you, left arm up. Exhale. Let's just take 3 breaths here. Looking over the right shoulder. 1. If you want to come in a side crow, you can, which is what I'm going to do. Last breath. 3. Good. If you have more to go, more to give in your side crow, just, try to balance out what you're doing from right to left. Left hand behind you, right arm up. Exhale, twist. 1. Side crow, take it. Just gonna do a couple breaths. I find this allows me to go deeper into the twist. 2. And 3. Feet down, legs together. Finishing up the practice in Shavasana. So I'm just gonna move this. Inhale, lift the legs, lift the arms, crunch the toes, make fists, make as much tension in the body as you can. Inhale, squeeze everything in. And release. Shavasana. Let's do one more of those, but just keep everything on the ground. We're trying to get as much tension as we can. You can just push the lower back into the ground, release any final tension. And then we'll do one more of these. Inhale, squeeze everything in, crunch the face, squeeze the glutes, crunch the toes, engage the quads, the back, the chest, biceps. Exhale. Lion's breath, release. Shavasana. So just let the body breathe itself. Just rest. I know you can be fidgety. I mean, I'm the first one to fidget when it comes to, maybe not the first one, but I have a tendency to fidget. So let's just make any final adjustments before we drop into our final rest. Start to bring some movement. You can stay longer, of course, in Shavasana. Move into the hands, the feet.
Good, reach your arms above your head. Hug the knees in towards you. Good. Coming up into a seated position, roll to the right side if you like.
Hands together in front of your chest. We'll chant one Om to complete the practice. Take an inhale. Thanks so much for joining me for that practice. I hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, it was a little bit more or a lot more advanced than some of the other practices that I've been offering, but I did give it a lot of options. So I really hope that you listen to your body, maybe challenge yourself in some areas, maybe held back a little bit more. But you know, the idea here is that we're all practicing together, but make this practice for you. Hit the subscribe button. Leave any feedback, any questions or comments. I'd love to hear what you want, and I will do my best to accommodate that. So see y'all soon. Take care.